It's another Tuesday in the free world, so you know we here. You can bite the style, but you might break your teeth, you bitch ass niggas. It's your boy Dave Suave, and I'm here with my motherfucking brother.
It's your boy emcee.
And you know around here we let the guests introduce themselves, so please.
You already know it's your boy Mysonne. BX's finest. The general was good, boy.
Listen, man, you already know how we do it, man. It's forever 9-5, and I don't think it gets more 9-5 than the general himself, you feel me? First off, you know how we do it. Shouts out to DJ Scrappy. He out there right now in Harlem. Where Scrappy at right now? What's the name of that spot? Venue. He at the venue right now getting it in, so pop out, get right, get a couple drinks.
Scrap.
You got work tomorrow, so be easy. Shouts out to Chi Chi's Kitchen, CHECHEIS Kitchen on the gram. After the club, you drunk, bopped up. You might be drunk off the agua or off the Henny, who knows? But you need them fried crab legs, that salmon, that pasta, so get it in. Ice Bella Vita. She got the eyelashes that don't fall off. Ladies, pay attention. We getting into winter. We do not need the dry, cracking eyelashes from last summer. Please, re-up on your eyelashes, ladies. You gotta do it. Please, please. All right, so we got the bullshit out the way. Let's go ahead and get right to the shits. You know what I'm saying? So we got the general in the building. First off, we like to take the people on a journey. So where you from, King?
I'm from the B-Cross, the BX, the Bronx Hybrid section, by way of Soundview section.
Come on, man. Paint the picture of what hip-hop was growing up in your neighborhood and your era coming up.
I'm from the birthplace, so you know,
right.
You know, it was Dookie chains, Cassell's, Adidas suits, afros, jams in the park, battles, you know, break dancing on the cardboards, electric boogie. You know, I'm an 80s baby, early 80s, so it was a lot different then, man. That's when hip hop really was born. Hip hop was born in like 76, 77. So, you know, I was like in the heart of that. So I remember when it first really started.
That's offending, and that's important because a lot of the young girls don't get to see or don't pay attention to the cycle. They think some of these things that these new artists is doing is new.
Right.
Nah, King, that shit been going on. That's
going
why
on.
it's fire. That's why it hit so hard. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we got to paint that picture for the people. So back then, and you probably still listen to these niggas now, but who were you listening to then? What was in the tape deck then?
Rakim, G-Rap.
You gonna do it like that? What's your top five?
Big Daddy Kane.
Straight to the
What's
shits?
your top five? What's your top five of all time?
Straight to the shit.
Rakim, Jay, Nas, G-Rap, and Pop.
That's a sturdy list.
Yeah,
It respects almost every generation except these new fuck niggas, which I get. You know what I'm saying? You in the
top
new,
five.
You in the new generation.
I would give them, you know, I would put them in it, but top five. Nah,
They can't, no.
They can't get in that. And Chris might be either one of those, you know.
Yeah,
KRS, you know. So
interchangeable.
Interchangeable.
I ain't mad at that, because you got Big and Pac in there. We usually don't count Big and Pac.
And
your list
G,
is sturdy.
and he got G-Rap in there.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of niggas be sleeping on G-Rap.
I don't know why.
A lot of niggas sleep on G-Rap.
Not doing their homework, man. That's how you feel.
For real.
Nah, G-Rap was one of the first lyricists that was spit that hard, too.
Come on, son. And then you mentioned the God Allah. Like, this is shit you could throw on now, to this day.
That's right.
And the sad part is it's still relevant to what's happening in the community.
That's a fact.
But it's still bars. It's definitely still poetry on wax. So, boom. Growing up, I'm sure in the beginning, you know, everybody made bad decisions as a youngster. That's just part of it. But what led you to the you know what I'm saying? Nah, I know certain things ain't right. What led you to your knowledge? What put you on your square?
Right.
I mean, I think you always know who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know your moral compass is different. A lot of times, we learn things. We was like I say all the time, we normalize abnormality in our communities.
100%.
Like, you know, we thought being the toughest and imposing your will on somebody and doing shit in your community that was more negative made you gangster. It made you real. You know what I'm saying? And even when I was doing it never really felt good to me. You know what I'm saying? I never preyed on the weak. I always preyed on the bullies. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I did, I was protecting the weak people from the bullies. So, you know,
Saving niggas like Vlad in the spot.
Exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy.
Yeah, salute. Vlad
But
TV, you know.
yeah, you know, so that's always been who I've always been. So even when I was doing negative and doing wrong, it never really felt good to me. And I think when I got in prison, and then I just started seeing how it was so many young people like myself who was misled and taught shit that really wasn't real, and that wasn't even coming home ever again.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, damn, I got an opportunity to go back in society and tell the truth. And a lot of the OGs like, yo, you gotta tell the truth. Because these young kids is coming here thinking it's a badge of honor, man. You know, and a lot of these fake so-called gangsters going home glorifying the lifestyle here when ain't shit in here, with niggas looking in your asshole, COs is searching you, you gotta lift your balls up and cough, and you know, you all types of sucker shit is,
Right.
you know, it ain't nothing here.
Yeah, niggas
You
ain't
know,
talking about
and
that part.
Nobody telling you that part. You know,
Yeah.
they talking about the visit floor, and I had gators on in the yard, all kinds of dumb shit that, you know, when we was young, we thought it was something. Like, words like, yeah, I was on the VI every day. Shorty bring it up. You know, I was holding it down. I had the area. I was holding it down. You know, I had everything locked and smashed. He was bringing me my Twinkies, you know, to do in the mess hall. He'd bring me leftover chicken. You know, so I was eating like 3-4 times a day. Everybody else was hungry. I was doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? The CO, she cracked my cell early. You know what I'm saying? Let me out on the gallery. It's like I was home. But it's never like you was home.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So you think that though. You hear this story and you see this dude, he got some muscles. The dudes is praising him. He back in the hood. Like he God. And you think, damn, only way I'm gonna be like that is if I go to jail. I gotta go to jail to get that level of
That's a sad
props.
fact.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something. So we've been taught wrong. You know, and that's what I realized when I was there, and I was like, nah, I'm not going home with that. You know, I don't want to talk about prison politics. I don't want to talk about none of that dumb shit. Dudes come to me, they don't even talk about, yo, we isn't, nah, I don't want to talk about none of that.
That's not a badge of
That's
honor.
not, you know what I'm saying? That shit ain't for me. Only thing good about prison is that I survived. Anything else ain't something I want to talk about, man. So
Salute. So fuck that. Hip hop. How you kind of explain how you fell in love. You grew up in it. There was no way you wasn't gonna fall in love with shorty, a bad bitch on your block like that. But what led you to it being a career? Like you really saying, like, you know what, shit, I could really put pen to pad and make some money off this shit.
Man, there's two of my childhood friends who was like my mentors. They was older than me, like both of them was like 4 or 5 years older than me, and I used to always hang with older dudes.
Right.
My man June Brown, God bless the dead, and my man Virgil, God bless the dead. Both of them died, but they was really into the hip hop. Like Brown had books of rhymes like this, and he used to call me to his house and just be spitting to me. He was like one of the dopest lyricists I ever heard. Like he used to be like Missy's hype man. God bless him.
Damn.
Yeah, he used to work. He was Missy's hype man.
Y'all young boys Google hype man. Don't get it twisted. That's an intricate piece of hip hop right there.
You know what I'm saying? And
that made a lot of cash.
he was one of my mentors, and my man Verge was into like party rap, but he was, you know, and he used to always rap for the girls and all that. So we had our own crew called the Bronx Weapons. And they took me under their wing. Then had me feeling like I could actually rap. You know what I'm saying? They was the one that gave me my man Ade, you know, who's still alive, was the first person that like brought me around everybody. It's like, nah, this dude is really nice. You know, I rapped for him in the park, and he was like, nah, this dude is the truth. And it gave me a little incentive. It made me feel like a little courageous, like I could go out there and spit. And then, you know, and ever since then, man, then when they both died, I felt like I had to continue to carry on for them. And then I just, you know, kept it going.
How you hooked up with Mace?
Me and Mace had the same manager. His old manager, who was my man Tone, started managing me after he managed Mace. When Mace got signed to Bad Boy, Tone was managing him, and Tone was the person who found me in the industry. He found me rapping on the corner pretty much. One of my mans had met him in the barbershop, and they was rapping to him. And he's like, yo, I want you to meet my other man. We like a group. So, you know, he introduced me to him.
You was down with Harlem World?
I was never down with Harlem World.
With the group?
I was never down with the group Harlem World. That was my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Cross the bridge shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like
HBO.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Since we had the same manager, he had linked us up. And then Mace just fell in love. Like, me and him, we just was like brothers. He's like, yo, this nigga nice. Had me around with him. I helped him A&R, like, his second album. I was in the studio with him all the time, hung out. We was like brothers. Everywhere we go, he'd call me. You know what I'm saying? So that was like my brother. And then, you know, so when he did the Harlem World album, you know, he had me on the Harlem World album.
Makes sense. It was only right.
It was only right. Makes sense.
All right, so boom. What was the first major situation? Whether it be a major deal or I guess running with Mace. I mean, shit, running around with Mace during his second album, nigga. That's pretty major in his damn self. But kind of for yourself, like whether it was a major deal or you know the moment where you knew you made it in the game. It wasn't no longer Mace Mans or somebody Mans or let me tell you.
Well, it was really before that. Like Mace was my man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's just the home. Okay.
That was the homie, but before I really started running around with Mace, I had did me and Shine battled in front of Justin, and like this was like.
Now you hear rumors about this shit, but ain't no footage. Damn.
There was no footage. It wasn't no cell phones.
We had no camera. We had cameras.
Back then
we had two ways back then. That's when niggas
you
had
got the
two
message.
ways.
Yo, this nigga's in front of Justice right now. Pull up, get the cash.
So it was Nori. Nori gassed the battle. He'd let niggas know all the time. Nori, me, it was me, Nori, Sean, and somebody else was there. I know all the industry people was there. Clue, a lot of these top execs that's now that was they was all sitting there,
guys.
and we was just in front of Justin's, and my lawyer Matt Middleton at the time was like, "Yo,
he got the lawyer there too."
That was
he fake studied real quick.
Yeah, the lawyer out there.
The lawyer.
He was there.
Like,
he pulled up. He was because they used to call it Industry Tuesdays in Justin's. That's what Puffy had the restaurant Justin's.
Right.
That used to be on 21st Street, and they used to
yeah.
call it Industry Tuesdays. And all the industry people would be inside the D there. So went outside, and then Sean was rapping. That's when he had just got signed. He had just got his $1 million deal. Puff just signed it. They was calling him the next Biggie and all this. And I was just hungry.
Who won?
I won. That was.
What do you mean?
Sean was spinning.
Nah, Sean was my nigga. He'll tell you that I won that. You know what I'm saying? It was that was my.
Shout out to Sean.
And after that, me and Sean became like best friends. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like we had a little turbulence because niggas trying to hold us against each other. But after we first had our little situation, after that, he was my guy. Like I'd be in the studio with him, listen to his shit, have him listen to my shit. Like
the bond was built.
You know what I'm saying? It was bond.
Shout out to Sean Paul.
It was. And then he would be with us too. And they used to have me, him, and Sean. Like we'd be rolling around. So it was fam, man. But that was like the first time. And then I had a bid. Right after that, I had a bidding war. Jermaine Dupri flew me to Atlanta. I was with Puff. I was going to sign with him. Then it was Def Jam. And then Chris Lighty was the home team. You know what I'm saying? Chris Lighty was from the Bronx.
R.I.P.
You know what I'm saying?
Lighty.
And he came and he was at my door every day. Like, yo, let's go. Picking me up in this big body Benz. Like, yo, I'm telling you. We're going to do this. This is it. I want you to be on Def Jam, Violator. We got the Violator records we about to start. It's going to be you, Foxy, and Cormega. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget. He's like, Foxy's, we about to release Foxy album. Cormega, we about to release the Violator album. I want you to be like the headliner. We're going to introduce you because we got all of they had. If you remember the Violator album, they had Busta, they had Missy,
everybody
had the big billboard on 2/5 with everybody on. Man, I was
and when you look at it, my name was the only one in red. If you ever look
back on underneath all the little pictures and shit.
Right.
Underneath the pictures, they got every name, everybody on the album. My name was the only one in red because that was supposed to be the way they was gonna break me in to everything. So if you look on the Violator's album, I had like 3 songs on there. I had The Truth Is, I had Do What Players Do with Mace, and then I had
I gotta listen to the Violator album.
It was Mace and MJG, and then it was the Violator's Anthem. So I was on 3 songs on the album, and so that was supposed to be my first introduction. I was gonna shoot 2 of the videos we were supposed to do, the shit with me, Mace, and 8 Ball, because that's when Mace was talking about Jay-Z on the verse, and then they was gonna shoot The Truth Is my video. So this was supposed to be my whole rollout plan.
Right.
And then I got locked up.
I was about to say vacation. You know what I'm saying? Now, the music pre-vacation and post-vacation. We ain't gonna get into what happened on vacation, but what in the mind state changed. Because you can hear the dip, like you can hear the guard, you can hear the knowledge, but it was still a lot of, 1, 2, 1, 2. Post, it was real directive, militant. This is what I'm doing. This is what's happening. Fuck out of here if you're not fucking with it. what took place, B?
It's evolution, man. We evolve as men. Like, you know, if you still doing the same thing 10 years from now that you was doing as a child, like, you know, then you haven't evolved at all. So it's just like understanding that music is transformative. You know, like, I think that an artist, a musician, a rapper has the same, you know, the same power that a preacher has.
Fact.
And if you don't realize that, like, you really drilling a lifestyle into someone's brain. You know, the same way a preacher is teaching you how to live. So the more you intake an artist and you listen to him, you find yourself wanting to be that. You find yourself emulating that. You find yourself taking that as a way of life. If you look at why a lot of these kids are killing each other, if you listen to the music they listen to, and I figured this out, like, when I was locked up, most of these kids was listening to their favorite artists before they did their crimes. Literally. Every crime nigga was shooting somebody, he went and listened to somebody that was talking about, I'm gonna shoot everybody up. Right. Nigga was hustling, he was talking about a nigga that was hustling. So you lived your life by your favorite artist. You tried to emulate your life. You either felt like they identified with you. See, before, life imitated art.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, I mean, art imitated life.
And I'm agreeing with you, but I know what you mean. Right.
But now, life imitates art.
Exactly.
Now, people are trying to live according to what they hear on music, not the opposite way. Like, not like music is a reflection of what's going on. These people are trying to live the life of what they hear in their favorite musicians. So understand that for me to tell you, Mysonne left the gun in the right palm, popping niggas and they sleep till they die calm, I know that I'm pretty much contributing to the murder rate.
Right.
Cause I know it's a bunch of niggas that went to jail right after they listened to that song. Cause it got you amped up, you high, you drunk, and you like, fuck that, I'm gonna pop a nigga and they sleep right now. Cause I wanna be like that.
So let me ask you
and that's not realistic.
You think when Tekashi get out of jail, you think the industry is gonna accept them?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
You know why? Damn. Because we don't have no principles and morals. Alpo is in Harlem right now.
That's a fact.
He running up on niggas
he's
talking
walking
about
around, he's
talking about, yo,
he's
your nigga said this
around.
about me. And
I know that because I saw him. I'm not going to.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and I'm not mad at. It's just that's where we are with it.
That shit is crazy.
That's where we are.
And we interviewed this dude last week, and like, not to even I'm gonna bring it up. Now we was talking about the Troy Ave situation. Mm-hmm. Now, in case may be, we was gonna get into and ask you, because even though you kept it on wax with the music and shit like that, with the music and shit like that, but I know it's more deeper than that. With situations like that, you understand?
It's not really more deeper because the bottom line is. Let me get some more Hennessy.
Of course.
Get to it. Yo, it's TUT the podcast. You already know. Subscribe, like, comment,
that's how I see it. I know it's more deeper.
It ain't really more deep.
It is deep because this shit is some bozo shit. Shit is crazy, but the way he portrayed, but it's like, it's just crazy how he
what I'm trying to tell you is, that's what I realize now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we are in a different era, man.
Right.
And the bottom line is, I can't win.
Right.
I can't win with Troy Ave. That's
right.
I can't win with Tekashi 6ix9ine. You can't win with Alpo, because the bottom line is, they still gonna get credibility no matter what. You understand what I'm saying? How do you beat a nigga that, like Alpo, that might shoot you and still tell on you?
Literally.
How you gonna beat a killer rat, like somebody that kill you? You can't really win because only thing that's guaranteed is that you're gonna die and go to jail.
Right.
Right? So I don't want no beef with you. You know, I don't have no problem with you because I can't really win. We're not gonna keep it on the street. It's not gonna stay in the street. You know, the minute that
But ain't he's in witness protection? Like, how he's walking around
that's
like
up
that?
For debate.
Like,
that's
I don't.
It's up to the
debate.
The thing is this.
I think
I've heard that he walking up on niggas saying, "Yo, you calling me a rat?" And he ready, and he talking about where you at? I'm coming to pull up on you, and I'm gonna shoot you, and this and that. And I'm like, how you mad at people for calling you when that's what it is? So if you willing to kill niggas now, why you didn't just stay in jail and do the time for the murders you did.
That's just real. I'm
But
sorry.
but we don't have. But this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's just a mind state, and then people will still glorify that because we understand. Like Tekashi, nobody give a fuck. If he come out, he make some music. These niggas don't have no code of ethics. There's no code no more.
His resume would have got pulled beforehand if it was. Because that's what it used to be. You had to be a real one to come outside and
you
talk.
You couldn't even come out. That's what I'm saying. So we in a different era, and when you understand the era you in, you realize that the principles that we had are lost.
Different.
So you just it's just like with Troy Ave. Troy Ave, people was mad at me, and I was like, but that's not who he not really like that. And y'all, he's tricking you, and I get it because it's a good facade.
Right.
But the bottom line is you're gonna see it. And then when you look at this and he like, I ain't going to jail for nobody. Okay, but you can't be the dope boy. You can't be the realist, this and that.
Don't work
but
like
you're not
that.
going to jail for nobody. You want to shoot at niggas. You want to call niggas out. You want to engage in all types of things that's gonna lead to jail. But you're not going to go to jail for nobody.
So let me ask you this. So if he takes the stand, right? Takes the stand in this situation, the situation that he in right now. Like he claimed this his best friend and shit like this is the shit that he's portraying and shit like that, image and shit like that. Do you consider that snitching?
Of course it's snitching. You take the stand, you got beef with the niggas, don't matter how somebody got killed, you told this somebody whatever they did, it's called snitching. That's the bottom line. Listen to me, but if that's your moral compass, you gotta live with it. I don't have to live with it. I don't get to dictate to you what's right or wrong for you. I'm just trying to tell you that according to the rules and the codes of the game, whatever happens in the streets, there are casualties in the streets. If you engage and you profit off the streets, if you make money off the streets, if you sold records, if you sold anything because you was the dope boy, you was this and that, because the image that you portrayed was you was this street person that was willing to clap somebody, that was willing to do all this shit. So now that it's not working in your favor, you want to utilize the same structure that you've been ducking and saying fuck for the last 10 years. And on every record, you ducking from the police, you hustling. When you hustling, you trying to stay away from the police.
But let me ask you this. Would you think, I'm just thinking, I'm just throwing out, hypothetically speaking, just a scenario. Do you think Troy Ave, if he was to take the stand, right? I'm just thinking I don't know how he'll think, but I'm just looking at it. You think he'll do it to bring closure to his best friend's family? And he still be considered a snitch?
What I'm explaining to you is this.
Right.
When you engage in the street life, there are a lot of rules that come with the street life. You lose, there are casualties in street life. His best friend is one of my best friend's brothers. Right? And as much as I would love to see the person come to, deal with whatever consequences who lost his brother, because I understand what he's dealing with, and I don't want him to deal with that pain. I still cannot omit the fact that you're a rat. I just can't omit that. I can't. I'm not gonna omit it. I'm gonna feel good for my brother. Damn, whatever happened, but that nigga's a rat.
Sorry.
That's just the bottom line. I'm like, okay, cool, I get it. It worked for you, but that don't mean he not a rat because he did something that benefited you and your family. And I want you to have closure. I want them to have closure. I do want that. But I can't not, because what I understand is that you took on an oath and you profited off a lifestyle that you really wasn't built for. And the fact that you profit over that is the reason why your best friend lost his life. Because your best friend didn't have no beef. Banger was cool with everybody. Niggas loved Banger. Everybody loved Banger. Nobody fucked with you. And you knew that he was willing to put his life on the line for you, and you jeopardized that man's life. And then after you did it, you talked bad about his family and said shit about it. He didn't fuck with his brother, and you just it wasn't nothing authentic about you to me. And I knew that from every encounter that I had with you, and that's why I spoke on this situation. But at the end of the day, you gotta do what's best for you. That's how you live. You gotta live with the consequences of your acts. I don't have to. I'm just a nigga with an opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's it. If you shouldn't care if I think you a rat. Maybe it's a bunch of niggas that don't. They might love you. If that's gonna make your life, you can't change who you are to me.
The reason why I say that is because you see, he put what he put in his music and shit like that. He's just blatantly just describing the whole situation.
Yeah, he's right. He been snitching the whole.
That's
Listen to me.
crazy.
Listen.
That's crazy. But I'm
that-
saying it's just crazy how motherfuckers is just doing shit like that. Niggas just getting locked up and shit like that, and it's just like society is just.
Cause they all fucking, reprogrammed.
It is what it
like
is.
you said, my materialistic gain right now outweighs anything you do.
Right.
Even all the way up to the Harvey Weinsteins, white niggas raping, whatever, popes and all that shit. Materialistic gain. Whatever I could gain materialistically from you, or whatever you have gained materialistically dictates who you are and your status now.
That's it.
So it's like whatever you do.
It ain't no
gets
more
swept under the
morals and
rug.
concepts.
That shit
No
is
more
crazy.
morals and principle. That shit is gone. So
That
I
shit is
understand that
crazy.
we don't live in the era of morals and principles.
Right.
It's about, it's about what you have. It's about what you can acquire. It's not about who you are. It's not about a moral compass. But that's why I have old school values. Like I'm never gonna compromise who I am for nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna deal with the consequence of my own acts.
Right.
That's the problem is, niggas ain't going to testify because they want to be closure. No, niggas going to testify because they don't want to do time.
100%.
I wanna hear
100%. It's the story.
If worse
sounds
gonna worse,
good.
if you was, because bottom line, nigga, listen. My man Pistol Pete, he took 100 and something years.
Real nigga.
He
Shout out
took
to
it,
Pistol
copped
Pete.
out so his mother wouldn't go to jail, to give closure to the families of people that was friends of his, that he caused their lives to be ended. He's like, I don't even want them to deal with this. I'm gonna take this as a man because I identified what it is that I did in these streets. I know the havoc that I reached in these streets, and I probably could do all type of shit, but I'm gonna deal with the consequences of the acts that I took on as a man.
Real nigga.
I'm not gonna utilize anybody else or anybody. I'm not gonna tell on you to make it easier for me. No, I'm gonna deal with the consequences. I knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? If you read his article in the magazine where he talking about the MVP, what it takes to be the MVP of the game, it's like we know what we go hard for. We know every day why we go out there and we get involved in this lifestyle. We know the consequences. We know the only thing that's promised is death or jail.
Right.
So if you're gonna benefit off of that lifestyle, that's the only thing promised, then you need to be prepared to deal with one of those consequences. And these niggas is not prepared for that, and I get it. And I've been through it, so I don't even care. Y'all gotta deal with that.
Right.
They just
So
run
that's
around
the
playing
problem.
who can tell on each other, let them do that shit.
Motherfuckers is
Now,
crazy
how
out
is
here.
it walking around fake the prodigal son? One example was Kodak Black, right?
Right.
In a previous interview,
He's reckless.
He get locked up a lot, right?
He's
And
reckless.
you kind of like prodigal that shit.
It's
like,
like
yo,
it's ignorant. He's at an all-time ignorant. Like I don't understand it.
You
I know
dig?
niggas get caught for shit, but he's at an all-time.
But-
bugging,
but this
guns,
is-
drugs,
Right,
with the
it's
kids
just
in the
The
crib.
bottom line is, this shit
Yeah.
it been happening.
Factory.
So this shit is like,
factory.
I'm watching like, this shit is like Groundhog Day for me. I'm watching these
movie,
kids, I'm like, yo, how do you think anything else gonna come from this? Like, it's no way. Like, you watching a car, there's a nigga driving with his eyes closed down the freeway, you gonna crash eventually. I don't give a fuck how many
It don't
times you get
matter.
away, you weave one or two, you gonna crash. If you got your foot on the gas, your eyes are closed, eventually you gonna crash inside. And that's what these
Right.
dudes is doing.
Fact. It's a fact.
That's crazy,
Now, indie versus labels. The answer for you is obvious, but we gotta hear from the man himself.
man.
And I'm gonna be honest, it depends on the label. It depends on.
Oh shit, I'm surprised.
No, I'm just saying, I want to be honest because if you have a label that believes in you and is able to take your brand worldwide,
Yeah.
and and you able to find the right deal, because a lot of people that's in joint ventures with labels, they are, to where they still own,
Partnerships.
they
Yeah,
in
yeah,
partnerships.
yeah,
They
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, I understand that this label has a worldwide reach. I don't have a worldwide reach. I got a strong reach,
Right.
but they can get me on platforms, and in ears of people that I can't. So I'm willing to compromise some of my ownership because I understand that the 20-30% that I give them is going to triple the 100% that I would have anyway.
Look at Old Town Road. Just to throw an example out there, If that was on SoundCloud, it still clapped. It was
That's
still
not
hit.
hip hop, man.
No, it's just music in general.
Right, that's all.
We ain't gonna even.
The machine, you put it in the machine, and the machine kills
It's different. That's pop. I think that's pop hip hop.
It is.
Of course.
That's pop hip hop.
It's not even. No, that shit's not hip hop. It's country.
gotta,
That shit is.
That's
It's labeled
really
as.
country?
They labeled as. It was number one on the country chart.
Yeah, they was fighting it. The country niggas was fighting that, but he made it. And then that's just like with the so we use Cardi B. Now she ain't hip hop either because she don't write her shit because we slaughtered Iggy Azalea for not writing her shit.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden Cardi B
Like
sexy,
Iggy.
so
I like
we gonna
Iggy
take
now.
that.
I ain't gonna even.
You like Iggy now?
No, I like how she look. I don't like her. Music.
Oh, I was about to say what?
I like how she look. I don't like.
What I love about Cardi is that she's authentic, and she don't run around saying that she writing that shit, and it's like.
That's the I think that's what made the
difference.
difference.
That's you said that because I just told my boy. I just told him that I'm starting to like Cardi now.
This nigga's crazy.
I never
I told
really.
you bad
I ain't gonna even hold you.
Nigga, you're wild.
I really didn't like Cardi. I ain't gonna even hold you.
Nah, but I respect Cardi because if you listen to her music, whoever writing it, they get her.
They know it, right?
You know, like they got a relationship with them, and they telling you shit about her life that's so in detail that she's able to project it.
That's a good point. That's a real
properly.
good point, actually.
You know what
That's
I'm
a
saying?
really good point. I never thought about it from that perspective because that's true. And one thing, when she spits it, we know as being artist type shit, even if I write some shit, for you to catch my bounce, to get in them pockets, is difficult. So I give her points there because she's always in the fucking pocket. Like she's in the pocket, you know what I'm saying? So I give her that, and like you said, the bars are so specific to her life that whoever is writing this shit, they're familiar. It ain't like she's just buying these verses.
They sitting there paying attention to her. They're like, okay, I know what she can sell.
Now, does that discredit her from any list of top 5 female MCs anywhere?
I mean, top 5 female artists, no. MCs is something different.
That's why, yes.
You know
That's why I'll be very specific.
And I love her, but when you say MCs, like
that's right.
My criteria for MC is that you gotta write your lyrics.
Point blank.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that the music that she puts out is stellar. You know, her videos, her creativity. She got some of the best videos. Like, didn't she just win a Video Music Award?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, her videos they take, like, she takes a chance with her music. She's dope. And, you know, and she's a friend of mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, she come from Highbridge, straight from Highbridge. You know what I'm saying?
Still on her hells.
Nicki is not fucking with Cardi. When it come to relevancy,
I really
music,
don't like Nicki like that.
Nicki is nice, right?
Dumb nice.
And I love nice. But I just think we gotta be realistic about who is leading the charge.
Let's go.
Now.
Talk that shit.
Like, and I'm gonna be realistic right now. Cardi is the it girl in hip hop, just like Nicki was. She took that spot.
That's all.
And Nicki's right underneath her, but it's like I think people got.
Now I think Nicki a couple slots back.
She a couple slots.
Fell a couple.
But but who's behind her?
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's
so
the
she's
problem.
because it's not like there's nobody in front of Nicki after Cardi. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say Remy, but I don't feel like the
Remy is not put exactly.
There.
Remy is into fashion. She got a store. Yeah. She got the podcast that she doing. So she doing a lot of entertainment
culture.
Shit.
Shouts out.
Yeah. So she doing her thing, but I think those two women are working and putting out music at the same kind of rate.
Yeah.
You know, Nicki's still fighting like, bitch, I'm gonna put out this music, I'm gonna do this. You know, Remy, when she come out, you like, damn, she's fire, but she ain't doing it the same level.
Right. Your engineer, what's that? Oh, beautiful. See, this is why I like Mysonne B, because he's a well-engineered machine B. This shit is just moving smoothly along. So this is perfect. Right at the halftime, we like to let niggas know, you know what I'm saying? This is TUT the podcast. Fuck with us on YouTube, Forever 95 is the channel, my nigga. All
that's
episodes.
To go there. We think that's to go there in hip hop.
Right, you already know where I was headed with the bullshit.
Classics.
9-5 golden era hip hop year for us. Are we good on that? We asking a legend. Are we good with that? Or are we fucking up? Because we gotta defend it time to time. Every once in a while, niggas be like, nah, 9-5 is legit. But then sometimes we gotta defend it. Now, what we saying, 9-5 being the golden, we not sidebarring the OGs. We saying the OGs created this shit. We saying by 9-5 was the golden era when this shit exploded
Album,
and
classic
created
album.
the foundation. Right.
Right.
And 9-5
That
was
year.
full of the most classics.
Classic album.
Classics albums. What you think? Where we at? Where we at with it, gentlemen? We good?
9-5.
I'm gonna just
Engineer,
name
we need
two
you to
albums.
live,
I'm
brother.
gonna name
We need
two
you to
albums
live,
off,
please.
off rep. We got the Purple Tape and we got the Infamous.
Those is definitely classics.
I don't think it's really much fucking
I
with
think-
9-5.
9-4, 9-5, yeah. I would say that. I'm not mad.
See, we can go with that. We can run with that. We can run with that. Yo, let the people know where they can fuck with you and spend that bag.
Listen to me. Fuck with me on Instagram at Mysonne, NY General. My link is in my bio. You can buy my hats, God's work. We got sold out for sale, T-shirts.
Yeah, you gotta jump all
You know,
over
we
that.
got all of that. Anything you want, music is on my site. It's mysonnyg.com. You know, support,
Indie
man.
everything, nigga.
Indie everything.
Yeah,
Indie
yeah,
and 100% independent, baby.
So with that spirit, Sonetta TV. So like 2 years ago, I found out about Sonetta. Just my man was like, yo, you don't know about Polite? You don't know about, and just started rattling off names. And I'm like, nah. And the nigga looked at me as if I was retarded. So of course I started getting on my shit. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then once I seen you on the Sonetta, I was like, oh nah, King is different. Cause you get a lot of, and I'm not gonna name nobody, cause I feel like anybody who putting in work for the squad, whether it be fake or not, is good work. Because at the end of the day, when I say fake, whether it's about the bag or not, it's good work. Because as long as the young Kings got something to look up to
Right.
that's telling them positive, whether it's for automotives, we can never really know, so I'm not going to accuse nobody of that. But once I saw you on Sunday, I was like, oh, okay. All right, the King is grounded in something. Because only a select few
Right.
motherfuckers fuck with the Sunday. The OGs, the older cat, yeah, they know. But niggas in our age, this hip-hop generation, if
Yeah.
you're on Sunday, so please break down the science. How the fuck you found out about Sunday? Where's that connection?
Sonetta found out about me, man.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Dope dude, man. They reached out to me. He does awards, and
Right.
I was supposed to get a Sonetta award last year, and something got confused where my management and him didn't he didn't get the response back from him in time. I went to the awards and everything and didn't get the award. So he's like, oh, I didn't even know you was coming. He was like, yo, I apologize, you know, but it was a dope event. Anyway, so we connected. We've been, you know, so we did about 2 interviews. Since then, he just did one the other day with me. So, you know, like, I love his platform. I love what he represents. Understand where he comes from, based in, you know, he was one of the, he was down with the NOIs. He was
right.
one, you know, and he was one that worked, a lot of these guys work with Khaled, they work with the minister. So it's full circle. You
It's
know,
only
that's
right. It's only
that's
natural.
family. You know, the minister is like family to me. One of my mentors, who's always giving me positive feedback, always
Awesome.
inspiring me.
Shit. Will you stand religiously? Because you don't necessarily.
I'm spiritual.
I was about to say, because you don't necessarily plant the flag nowhere,
I'm spiritual.
but you can tell where the God is coming from.
You know, I love a lot of the principles of Islam. You know, I definitely adhere to a lot of principles, but I also adhere to a lot of principles that come with being a Baptist, because I was growing up there, and I just feel like division is so divisive. I mean, religion is so divisive.
But that was a bar. Division is so divisive. That was a light
It is
bar.
though. It's like
That was a light
I just
bar.
feel like it is. I just feel like it's so many good people in so many different religions. You know, we don't, and we find ourselves separated through that.
Yeah,
So, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I just
yeah.
feel like my spirituality and my connection to people is going to be based off the energy that they give off. So I don't really want to adhere to religion, but I love spirituality.
So, big shout out to Sonetta before we get off that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, House of Consciousness,
Right.
Sonetta, what is it? Black News 102. Subscribe, watch that shit, get your ass in tune. You know what I'm saying? Now let's jump into this Gucci shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you planted
you
the
was a
flag
big
on that
advocate.
shit.
You was
Like,
going hard on Gucci.
listen, Uncle Al
Niggas
gave me
can't
a
wear
Gucci
Gucci
watch.
no more.
Look,
You
Rich.
can't wear Gucci no
Uncle
more.
Al
Like,
gave me a
I'm just
Gucci
asking
watch for
you.
my birthday. I didn't even wear it
Right.
tonight because I was like,
I
I
ain't
can't. The homie about to flame me. I can't do it. Fuck Gucci is the motto right now. You know what I'm saying?
You can't wear Gucci?
What's up? What's the word? We still off Gucci? We can't do it?
We all adult grown men, and we got to make conscious decisions for ourselves.
Right.
I just think for me, the decision
Pass
I
the
made.
Henny. He just shitted on us quietly.
Yeah.
Pass the Henny.
You know what I'm saying?
He did that so
wear no
smooth.
Gucci
He did
no
that
more.
so
We ain't wearing
smooth.
Gucci
I
no
think the
more.
decision I made was based off, a conversation that me and Dapper Dan had.
Right.
And
Shout out to Dapper Dan.
Nah, fake. Fake.
Why?
I'm sure he gonna get to why. For me, it's fake shout out. I'm not saying that's my song stance. I'm saying my stance is fake. Because you know me, it's black or white for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to learn forgiveness and patience and shit like that. But long story short, if I'm wrong, say I'm wrong. But from my understanding, it was supposed to be a meeting set where it's like, okay, we're gonna figure out what's going on. We're gonna include my song because he a part of the streets. Dapper Dan is a street legend, just to connect all the dots. La la la.
Right.
Long story short, meeting took place. The homie wasn't there.
Right.
And was totally in tune, like, yo, what was going on, but just was kind of left that on the side, and then came back, like, oh, wait, yeah, it already happened, but don't worry, we good now. What? The whole point of the homie being there is because we know he a man of the people. So if he did, we taken care of.
Right.
We know Dap is about brand. Let's be very clear. I'm not mad at a businessman. I'm not mad at an entrepreneur, especially if he's black. Dapper Dan is a fucking legend.
Right.
Let's be very. But do I rest my fucking my confidence in the black community and Dapper Dan, my nigga? Nah, let my son Mice get in there. Just so I know, you know what I'm saying? A nigga with no jewels that don't believe in all that.
That's real
You
shit.
know what I'm saying? The bag don't move him. It's gonna be like, now, what they doing for us? How many schools they gonna build in the hood to say sorry? How much money they gonna drop in the hood to say sorry? Dap is like, well, look, I got this line right now. That's hoodies y'all can't even afford. It's clothes y'all can't afford, but I got a line, so fuck with me. That's why I say, but
and that's exactly what it is for me. It's just like when I deal, and the problem is if he had, even if the situation that he went in with Gucci and came out with something that was really tangible,
Right.
that I felt was really going to, really affect black people and was going to contribute to some level of change, to some level of growth, and, that equated to the level of disrespect that they gave us,
Right.
then I'd have been like, okay,
right.
I'm a little mad, but fuck it, I need to be there. But when you add insult to injury, when you look at what it is they try to pass off as some type of compensation, this diversity situation, which doesn't definitely impact black people, which doesn't just speak directly to how it's going to impact and work for black people. It's just diverse, and we're going to give out these scholarships for diverse communities, and those things never really go to black people. It's just anybody that's not white.
Right.
So I understand that. I've been in this game long enough to understand that that's the language that they use to make sure that, we ain't really trying to fuck with y'all. We want to make y'all believe we did something that worked for you.
Exactly.
And so when that happened, along with being ousted from a situation that you told me as a man that you was going to have me at, it just made me say to myself, and just the initial disrespect in itself was just enough for me to say, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I said, fuck y'all initially when y'all did whatever, and then when I realized that y'all didn't really have any authentic, wants to make this right, I'm like, fuck it. I don't never need to wear Gucci. I never really needed to wear it before. It never made me anything. It just was money that I spent on shit that I didn't want. That I didn't really need. So why do I have to? Why am I going to put my money into an organization, to a company that shows me that they don't even value me as a black man? For what? They don't, because there's so much other shit I could do with my money.
I'm gonna tell
There's
you
so
about
many
nice
other shit.
bitches. The hoes, B.
But the bitches
If I
ain't-
pull up and they don't respond the same. Like, this is Harlem Underground. This might work, but when you got on the Gucci, you
bitches
coming
gonna
home
love
with
it.
something.
Bitches gonna love it.
You fucking tonight.
That's a fact, and that's the stereotype, and that's
T.I. say this all the time.
Programmed.
It ain't what's on you, it's in you.
Right. That's a fact.
He said it in the cipher. He don't
Yeah,
need
he
the jewels
did.
to shine.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right.
I ain't gonna lie, I never had no Gucci when I bagged bitches.
Maybe I just need to work.
And I never had a problem bagging bitches. Like
Yeah, that's
It's
what
not my
I said that to the ex. He said, well, since we're on the topic, my nigga,
I mean,
since you brought it up.
Since we brought it up.
Facts.
You already know. The general in the fucking building. It's turned up Tuesday. You already know how it go. Forever 95 is a channel on the motherfucking YouTube. We not done. I'm just reminding you niggas. Like, subscribe, comment, my niggas. Please show love, show love, show love. Anyway, monetizing your influence, King. Because I think you've always had the same mind state, so your influence should have been the same forever. But I think people are now in tune. A lot of minds is waking up, so they appreciating you more right about now. Last couple of years, you dig? So how do you monetize your influence right now?
I mean, you
see the merch. You know that's obvious.
I mean, you just gotta galvanize the energy and just, you know, I got a
galvanize the energy. Yo, y'all niggas better get out y'all Googles. This guy's an artist. Galvanize the energy.
I got a team, man. You know, shout out to my brother Omar. Shout out to, we just started an organization called Until Freedom that we just launching with me, Tamika Mallory, Linda Sasso, my brother Angelo, just activists from different walks of life that are able to connect to this culture, to the millennials, to the youth, and able to bridge the gap between the elders and the youth, and able to talk the language that we all need to speak in order to grow. So, you know, we working on that. I got my own organization, Raising Kings, is which I deal with at-risk youth in marginalized communities. We do Right to Passage. It's just about retraining the mindset of these young boys about what manhood really is.
So what you talking about, you putting infrastructure outside.
Listen, this is for real for me. You know what I'm saying? Then I got an album that's probably gonna be one of the most classic albums in the world when it's dropped.
What's up? When is it dropping?
It's coming. I'm just waiting for the right distribution. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I just want. I've been doing everything so independent. I just think this project needs a major push. It needs, because the people need to hear this. I think when they hear it, they're gonna be like, damn, niggas ain't even talking like this no more. You know, I know the understanding of it. I know the impact it can have if it's properly promoted.
Shout out to Chris Gotti. We had him here, and he was talking very highly of the music that you
shout out to Chris.
You
know, I'm working with Chris, and it's just like,
Adventures, you already know.
Dex Diamonds.
But we're gonna use that as a segue. You talking what you talking, and got the infrastructure to back it up. Look, King, I'm giving you information, and then go to this infrastructure to build yourself. We got niggas, you know, like King Face that was here earlier today, that may have information but no infrastructure, or maybe they don't even have. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like King Face, I have nothing against King Face, right?
Right.
And I
shout out to King Face.
I actually admire King Face because to be able to stand strong in your conviction, despite what anybody thinks about you, that shit is an art. It is a skill. You know what I'm saying? That level of confidence that you have. And I just want you to know, for real, it's real, because, and that's how me and him first met. He was was saying something on Instagram, and then
I saw.
And he's like, yo, let me get into your live.
I saw that shit. He tagged you your name on some shit.
He said something to me, and I was like, okay, we're gonna go on my live, and he was passionate.
That's one thing, boy.
He was very passionate, but he never has any facts. You know what I'm saying? And the passion is beautiful because you can galvanize that passion. If properly guided, that passion can be something. It's just his passion is so misguided, right? And he thinks because he raises his voice that he's improving his argument. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, no, you didn't really say anything. You just said nothing louder.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens. So when you giving him numbers and you like, yo, this is the percentage of this, and this is the ratio of this. No. I don't care about that. Black people can do anything they want. I'm like, yeah, I hear you. That's a beautiful mantra, and I love it. And that's some shit that you put on something. But when you tell them they can do anything they want, you got to be able to give them actionable items. You got to be able to give them shit that they can do that you can see them progressing. It's like if I sit in a room with 1,000 people and say, all of y'all can go to the NBA this year. These is all high school seniors, and they all. I'm like, every one of y'all can get in the NBA. Just try harder. You know what they're gonna? It's not realistic because they only
right.
taking 100 people to the NBA. So if I'm having this conversation with you just to build you up, you gotta think what is my goal? Because I'm not being realistic to you. I'm gonna say, look at you. A lot of y'all gonna work hard, but only 100 y'all gonna make it.
Right.
And that's the bottom line. I don't give a fuck how hard you make it, how hard you try. Only 100 people going to the NBA. Right. So your goal is to try to be in one of those 100. Those are conversations. I want to have conversations in realism.
Exactly.
And I deal with life on life's terms. So when I look at the amount of, poor black people and the amount of wealthy black people, we only make up 2% of wealth.
And this is what I was exactly.
So when you have that conversation, and he be like, yo, and then we talk about crime, he like, yo, black people, it's more white people getting killed than black people. I said, okay.
Yeah, by police. That's one of his lines. Yeah,
so what I say is this. I say that's a beautiful thing to say.
It is.
We make up 17% of the population.
Let's be clear though, right?
Okay. They make up 70% of the population. So they outnumber us 7-1. So when you look at that, when you look at the numbers, right, and when they say we are disproportionately being killed by that means that based on our 17%, the amount of us that's getting killed based on your 70% is way higher.
Exactly.
So and then
science.
And that's just it's simple. So he like, yo, it's choices that we make, and a lot of us are choosing. I'm like, okay, once again, I'm not gonna yell and scream with you. The choices you talking about. If 17% of us making bad choices, right? And not 17, we got 17%, and 5% of those, let's say 8% of those 17s making bad choices, right? Yeah. And you look at the amount of white people that's making bad choices.
Right.
If 8% of them is making the same bad choices, it's quadrupling the amount of bad choices. Okay, so listen to me. So if they making the same bad choices, even if it's at the same rate, which is not probably, it's probably way higher.
Exactly.
And they still quadrupling us, and we making bad choices, but they still beating us.
That means
what do you think that means? That means there's a structure set in place that they can always win regardless.
It's systemic.
This is systemic. So if you understand that, I don't want to talk about what could be, like Martin Luther King said the realest shit. He said it's easy to say that we need to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps, but it's a very sad joke to say that to a man who has no boots.
It's a disservice. That's a fact.
So that's what I keep trying to say. I'm like, yo, I'm not saying what we can't do. I'm just saying, identify why we haven't been doing something. Be realistic about the conversations you have. When you're saying, oh, black people are not doing this, no, that's not true. It's less of us that's not doing this than anybody else. But we just not getting the same results to everybody else because it's way more of them in the positions to win. I said 90% of these people is waking up with trust funds. They waking up with intergenerational wealth. The median household
chances to fuck up.
The median household, black household, is below the poverty level.
That's a fact.
The median white household is over $100,000 a year.
Easy.
So I'm telling you, I know this. I studied this. So when you have this conversation with me and saying that we got the same opportunities, that don't even make sense.
It's an insult.
Donald Trump looked at us and said, I didn't always have it good. My father gave me $2 million and told me to figure it out. Are you fucking joking, man?
Yo, and that's so real, because
Like-
once you lose perspective, you can never regain that. Because he probably in that moment was serious.
Yeah.
Yo, that nigga gave me $2
You know
million and told me
why?
kick
Because
rocks.
everybody else around him had 10 and 20 million.
Exactly.
So
in his mind,
and that's what I'm trying to tell you. So when
Right.
when you identify what the reality is in their communities and their households, and us trying to figure out how we gonna get $2,000 to try to come up,
it's not.
it don't equate to the same thing. I tell people all the time, my white counterpart is a multimillionaire.
100%.
He's not smarter than me.
At all.
He's not more talented than me. He don't have more reach than me. He just has access to resources that I've never had access
That's
to.
it. That's it.
And that's just a fact.
And you can't. It's no dodging that.
You
There's
can't.
no talking around
It's,
that.
it's no talking around it. There's no
I
talking
agree,
around
King.
that.
I agree, King.
You understand what I'm saying?
And like you said, the God, King Face, shouts out King Face at King Face _F1 because I fucks with the homie. Like I told him, I said, yo, I think you just got a great gimmick, King.
That's what
You
it is.
found something that's a hot topic.
And that's what it is.
And you running with
Because he's not a dumb person.
Exactly.
He's not dumb. He's just not informed. And he figured out he's not informed because he's not ignorant.
Exactly.
He's just not informed. He has great belief in himself. He has great confidence.
Yeah.
He speaks from a position of knowledge with no knowledge. And you can do that in this era.
In this era, yes,
That's
sir.
This era, if you on your Instagram and you speaking loud and your eyes and you speaking loud,
It
you
works.
aggressive and you say this, you can say shit that don't even make sense, that don't
Right.
nobody can prove to be facts, and they be like, oh,
They
that's
just
real.
latch on to it. They just latch on.
And that's what happened. So he is perfect for this era. He made him some MAGA hats. He's selling MAGA hats.
Ex-
Stacey Dash and say, I'm gonna buy a hat.
Right,
So
right.
he's found the gimmick. He said, like, you know what? I found some shit that works for me.
I'm
I'm
running.
gonna go out there in the hood and I'm gonna talk about Donald Trump with this MAGA hat on. And people gonna look at me like I'm crazy, but it don't matter because the white people is gonna be like, this is who we like this
Lighting
guy.
up his fucking
We like this
ass
fucking
chat.
guy.
They
We're gonna send you
donations.
donations.
Come
We want
speak at
come
our
speak it out.
joints. Yeah.
And you're the only black coon in there. Just like I told the other chick, what's the Candace Owens.
Yeah.
You keep talking,
yeah.
but every room you in is nothing but white people.
So what the fuck? We're like,
Who are you fooling? You saying, oh, we moving, we smarter than this, but you in a room where it's 10 black people and 50,000 white people.
what
You know who
expect?
you fooling? You think that you fooling us? You haven't transformed the minds of your people.
Not at all.
And they know, but the thing is that they can keep propping you up like you have.
Right.
So that King Face has found the gimmick, and that's why I won't utilize my own personal platform for him to be able to utilize, because I'm not gonna let you mislead people. I'm not even gonna. We did that one time, and you wasted my time.
It did not work.
He's like, oh, in his mind, he think he really won a debate, and it's sad because delusion is really serious, man.
And
You
that's
can
where
make
it's
yourself
dangerous.
believe
It
some
becomes
shit that really,
dangerous, right.
it is dangerous, and I feel
Becomes
sorry.
dangerous.
I feel sorry for the people that actually listen to him.
Yo, and you be surprised, bro. I had niggas
I
in the
went-
comments going crazy. Oh, y'all dumb. What are y'all talking about? King Face this, King Face that. He's the new Martin Luther King. He's going to lead us to here. He's going to take us to there. I'm like, yo, that's the scariest part. Him doing this makes perfect sense. No
Ignorance
doubt.
is bliss, man.
Ignorance is fucking bliss, yo. That
I
shit
feel
is
sorry
fucking
for him.
bananas.
Look.
That shit is fucking bananas.
And he keep trying to get on my, why don't you debate me on your platform?
And that's my
That's
next
not
question.
gonna
What do you feel about debates? That's what I want to ask
Why
you.
would I ever do that? He was trying, that's what he been trying to do. You know how many times I play Face? We did it one, he came on my live one time, we talked, he posted on Instagram, he posted on YouTube, and it made him look stupid. And people, he like, yo, I want to do it one more time. We're not doing it again, Face. Because you have not improved your argument.
Yeah, shouts out to Lovely Entertainment. What he said about Section 8, Lovely Entertainment? What he said? You fired. It don't matter now.
He said, my sister had a Section 8. She came from a Section 8, and then
Oh, he was bigging it up, like.
And then when they got rid, they took it away, and next thing you know, she started working construction, and now she got a 3 or 4 house. She got a house and this and that.
So by they taking it away, she did better.
No, he was saying that Section 8.
It hinders you. You don't go work for nothing.
Yeah, and how they don't
This nigga's
take care of
crazy.
when you got Section 8.
But like the homie said, if you ain't got no boots, if you don't have nothing, you came into this world, your mom was a fiend, your daddy was a fiend, you ain't got shit, you working at McDonald's just to survive, what the fuck? I need Section 8.
He said it's the mind state, and I'm like, your environment creates your mind state.
100%.
When you listen to me, if you watch a lot of these young black dudes, you look at me, just look at them. When they move in rooms around wealth, the mind state just changes. It's not, it ain't, when they in rooms and they see like, damn, I got opportunities to be able to be successful, to make money, to feed my family. Thought process. Most of these, with the exception of Kodak and these dumb niggas, if you watch 21 Savage and them, they like, yo, I ain't trying to really get too much trouble.
Damn.
Cause I'm around here.
Is the only nigga that's just doing ignorant shit. And he's going through some real hard ass time, even though he's going to jail. But
now hold on, let's get into it. You know, you spend time in the South like I spend time in the South, and I know you move around because you just in general, you move around. Like the brothers in the South, man, they don't get a fair shake like how we. Like I don't know what it is.
But they're a little retarded. They're a little retarded.
I'm sorry, my nigga. I'm sorry.
They don't think. They just
less
a little
opportunity, less
retarded.
jobs. We live in a city. If you really want to get a job in New York, you can jump on this bullshit Craigslist,
that's
find
a fact.
a dishwasher job, something. Down there, there ain't no
But let me tell you the difference is there's a lot more unity in the
down
South because
that's a fact.
they still have a level of community of where the black people down there got to stick together because they still experiencing racism at a different rate.
Right.
You know, so it's like when you go down south and you got your cousins from down south, most of your cousins live in the whole area. That's your cousin there. So we
It's
still
all family.
in the South. We still identify each other as family. So we support everything another black.
Your first and your last name. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
Is that so? We are attaching ourselves to anything black people do because we all see them as family. In New York, we don't do that.
Right.
We call each other ops. If a nigga
Niggas
live
in
down
the
the
building. I'm
block,
about to say nigga in your building. Like, I
don't fuck with that nigga, B. You know, it's like, and it's a different mind state.
Right.
So it's still that same mind state. They still back from the '60s. They still got that. Yo, we just got here. We inheriting this.
Shit, happy to be here. Shit.
And we gonna fuck with everybody that look like us from what I'm from, that identifies with what I identify with,
And nothing else.
and nothing else.
Nothing else. That's real. That's real shit. Yeah, we got about 8 minutes left. So before we get the fuck out of here, you let the people know where the fuck with you and get that bag. Let's jump back on this hip hop shit.
Yeah.
So the album, the date is not disclosed as of yet.
Not of yet.
But we're gonna try to get what the fuck we can. So features. Who's on this motherfucker?
I don't even know.
All right.
Only person I can tell you is me and Black Thought got one of my favorite songs on there. You know, I got the young boy, Jay Chris got a song. I like him. Hey, you know, look, the young boy.
The young boy, the engineer's
You know what I'm
gonna
saying? So it's a couple of songs on there that, you know, but for the most part, I don't really be liking to do features unless
right.
it fits, not just because we're going to do a feature.
But to get Black Thought, that's
crazy.
Yeah, he's one of my top. I mean, that's what's wrong with the top 5. There's too many great MCs.
No, that's why you can have a top 15 and top 20.
Right.
Like, you can have a top everything. You just have all artists you fuck with and put them in a category. But top 5 is just, for me, it's not just that you rhyme good. It's the impact on the culture.
Exactly.
It's how you transcend it. It's how I seen people wanting to be who you was at some point. You know what I'm saying? How I watched you shift the culture musically and lyrically to where you inspired even the greats. Like, you know, Nas was inspired by G-Rap and them. Like that, those is one hit.
You know who my favorite rapper
was his favorite.
My bad to cut you. You know who my favorite rapper of all time? Prodigy.
I love Prodigy.
This nigga here.
I think I think me personally, it's just my opinion. I think he's better than Nas.
No.
Yeah, he is.
I think so. That's just my opinion.
I think Nas is overrated. Very overrated.
No. Just hear me out real quick. Only reason why I'm saying that, Nas is
no
nasty.
way.
Nas is nasty.
I just had to get close for that. No
he
way.
just lost the connection. He was like, you know what, y'all niggas was cool.
P.
But
It was just something about P lyrical skills and his stories. I just think it was more street.
Look,
more.
I fucks with conscious rap. My fault, Richie. My fault, Richie.
You talking about the album he just dropped?
Yeah, that shit was. It was a snoozer. Like me, I sit and listen to the whole album straight through because I appreciate arrangement, I appreciate the story, I appreciate the whole vibe. But that fucking Lost tapes, bro. Like,
that was
shit
trash.
Put me to
that
sleep.
Lost tapes too was trash.
It wasn't for you.
Oh shit!
It wasn't
God
for.
damn.
Only I'm gonna tell you though. You know
No, he's saying niggas ain't ready yet. Like you wasn't. It wasn't.
Nah.
Look! Don't get his flag, son.
No bad energy.
Yo.
Which track is it? I think that's the one song that's good.
Nah, the hardest song.
Yeah,
on
no
there
bad energy.
is
Yeah, that.
Queensbridge. To me, my personal opinion is Queensbridge Politics.
I love
my
that
favorite
song.
song out of that whole
Please,
song.
no bad energy.
said you're not gonna violate Nas. He said you're not gonna violate Nas.
No, we ain't saying Nas is trash.
Please no better.
No, that shit is trash. I think that album is trash. Just me, my personal opinion. I think his song with Kanye, the album with Kanye produced 7 tracks. I think that shit is better than the shit that's out right now. I'm just telling you, just my
Please
personal
no bad
opinion.
energy.
Nah, Adam and Eve is real, B. I think Adam and Eve
Adam
is better.
and
Yeah, nah, the Adam and Eve song. I think that's better than that song right now. But I like Queensbridge Politics. That he walked on that song. I ain't gonna even hold you down. That's nasty Nas.
Yo, salute to Mom for just being a general. He was like, nah, y'all talking spicy up here.
No bad energy.
Y'all talking spicy up
Nah,
here.
but you can't. You fronting on P? I like P. P is the. I
He
think
just saying we wowed out saying
said
that
he
P
ain't
was
better
better
than
than
Nas.
Nas.
I think he better
and then
than
we
Nas.
really wowed out when we said that Nas was overrated. That's all. And then we really wowed out when we said the Lost Tapes was
Nas,
whack.
I don't think. I'm not saying Nas is overrated.
You got the
He's
interview
not
saying, you know what,
overrated
Nas
at all.
gonna
I'm
be
not
the
saying that.
interview,
But I
right?
just think P's stories are talking about street life is more wicked and he gave a more vivid picture than Nas.
But you gotta remember, like
Nas
you said,
is on
Mike
some
said,
different type
it's
shit.
about the bars,
Talking about
the
Judas.
influence.
Yeah, his bars is real, but
Nas, I know I can.
Street,
You gonna be playing that for your grandbabies.
Yo,
Come here, come
street
listen to
value,
this.
Street value.
You're not gonna play that for your
Nas
grandbabies.
wasn't fucking with. Nas
But you're not
wasn't
gonna play
fucking
that for
with
your
P.
grandkids.
Nah, of course
And that's
not.
what he's saying. That's what the
Of
God
course
is
not.
saying.
Don't get
that,
it twisted.
you
Yeah.
know?
Don't get it twisted.
But don't get,
Nas
we're gonna be
got
listening to
them,
that at the cookout, even at 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? We gonna, yo, you don't know about that, Grandpa.
I don't know. It's just when I listen to Prodigy reason, when I listen to Maul put me in a different lane. I love the Maul.
Makes you wanna
I love
hustle,
Maul.
Rich.
I can't even
go
hold
outside
you.
and hustle.
That's
I love
just
the
my
Maul too,
rap.
but
That's just
Nas
my
is
personal
different.
rappers.
Nas is different.
Nah, Nas is different.
No bad energy. No bad energy.
It's a lost battle. This is Mice, man. He not, you know, to sit here and say Nas is whack to him is like that's kind of
No way.
retarded.
Matter of fact,
that's kind of retarded.
matter of fact.
No, I think the last
matter
tape
of
was
fact,
whack and Nas is
matter of
overrated.
fact, If we could
No
go,
way.
if we could go like hand in hand with Prodigy statistics with classic verses and Nas, I'm gonna give it to Nas. Only
How
reason
you
why I
back
say
all
that-
the way?
No,
Don't
no,
let
no,
my
no.
son
I'm
back
not
you
going-
out,
No,
man.
no,
Man, you
no.
want
I'm not
him
going
in
to
the-
back
you
that.
want him in the line so
I'm
you
gonna
can
tell
feel
you
it.
why. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell
Don't
you
make
the
him lie.
only reason why. Only reason why is because Nas was on different, like, he was on different songs, different songs. Like on a purple tape. You understand what I'm saying? That
True
shit
Life
that he
Came
was
with
kicking,
As
that shit was
Business
real.
Go.
But
As
exactly.
Business
Yo, Rich, you've been relieved of your services, man.
No,
Don't come here
but
next
P got some shit. P got some shit because only reason why I put P too is because he was talking about Illuminati before the Illuminati was
Oh,
even
nah,
talked
he got
straight up.
But I think Nas knew about it, just wasn't talking
And even
about
Nas,
it. Nas is
even
lower.
Jay sampled his joint, sampled his voice on talking about the Illuminati's on the Devil song, and
Well,
that's a fact.
You already know, man.
That's
It's
a
Turn Up
fact.
Tuesday. I don't think my son is fucking with none of that talk right there. You know what I'm saying? At the end
But
of the day,
I'm just pointing that out. You know what I mean?
Listen, man.
That's just my opinion.
he ain't kill your Mob Dream D. I mean, your
Yeah,
Mob
he
D
did.
dreams.
He killed it. He
What?
killed no bad energy. It's alright.
A little
He
bit of
killed
Tim's
that.
went on that shit. Nah. Yo, look, man. It's TUT the podcast. You already know how it is and how it goes the fuck down. First of all, Mike, we want to thank you for your time, King.
Thank
It's
you
the
for
one
having
thing we
me.
can't buy. No, of course. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
We buy a lot of fly shit in this life, but time, you
Time,
can't
you
cop
can't
that.
cop
You heard?
that.
So whether it's an hour,
And you can't get it back.
You dig? We appreciate that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you already know how it go. Next week, this bitch is gonna be dropping on the motherfucking YouTube.
Word.
Like, follow, subscribe, drop a motherfucking comment. Yo, Rich, before we get the fuck up out of here, what you got?
Shout out to everybody and shout out to Mysonne for coming through, man.
Yo, engineer, you ride a skateboard?
Oh,
Man, yo, shouts out to Black Skaters.
Pointy
B.
King
The
skateboard.
pointy joint, the Cali wave. All right, that's what it is. All right, shouts out. That's it, Rich?
Yeah.
Shouts out to everybody. You know what the fuck it is. Yo, Mike, before we get the fuck up out of here, what you got?
Go to Mysonne NY General on Instagram.
That's right.
Follow that page. MysonneNYG.com. Get that merch. Get that music. Fuck with the real one. Because the suckers going to support the suckers.
Right.
They
So the
good
real
already.
one's got to
That's a
support
fact.
the real one.
That's real shit. That subliminally gonna go over a lot of niggas' heads.
Facts.
But that's real. Yo, Rich, you not gonna ask them or?
Nah, you gotta ask him.
Nah, I'm not trying to get knocked out. So at the end of the day, he wanted to get asked. Ask him. He want to know.
I ain't asked that, man. I ain't asking that, man.
Lovely Entertainment, you want to ask him?
Nah, we ain't asking that, man.
We not asking him? All right. So before we get up out of here, we got a little game. Rich, you puss, man. You should have just asked him. Yo, Mike, you eat ass, bro?
We gonna do that.
My wife's.
You see? You scared. He's a man. Relax. Calm
We ain't gonna
down.
ask that, man. I
See?
got too much
That's my
respect
wife.
for that, man.
All right, we got 1 minute left. We're going to run out with the game. All right. Chicken Spot or Philippe's?
Chicken spot.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Pac or Biggie?
Pop.
Ass or titties? Right? Yeah.
Titties.
That makes sense. Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Turkey bacon or pork bacon? This done fucked up a lot of Muslims.
I don't eat none of that no more, but it was turkey. When
Straight vegan?
No, I'm pescatarian right now.
Pescatarian, fish only. I heard that shit. Tacos or pizza?
Pizza.
Salmon or whitey, since you're pescatarian.
Salmon.
Ah, small man. Blunts or papers?
I don't smoke at all.
You ever smoked or never?
One time.
One time in life? Damn, I hope it was sour.
It was with me and DMX.
Oh, if anybody to fucking smoke with, but it could have been laced too.
Everybody
Anyway.
keeps saying that. But it wasn't that thing. I hope it wasn't, because that was like, I never smoked after that.
That's why
shit.
you never smoked again after that. Then they go,
Never.
oh, I don't want that shit no more. No, wait, yeah, that's it. Blunts and papers, that's it. All right, so you survived. You already know. Turned up Tuesday, blah blah blah. Got drunk. It's after 11 o'clock. Henny in. Engineer, we good? We fucking out of here. You
We
already
lit.
know. TUT the pod, man.